Hey, hey, crafty friends! I am back today to make a few more foundation pages. If you haven't seen my video before, definitely check that one out. It's going to show you what I have done up to this point. But I have went through, watched tons and tons of videos, gotten a few more ideas for my spread, and I have also just went through and before you've seen I was using these two like for prompts, and I'm gonna keep them in here, but I just went through with my like Google Calendar, and you're gonna hear that, you know, I'm getting sick, which is ridiculous, but my little guy gave me his little cold. But I went through my calendar and put down things that I think that we could do that day, because like I have all this stuff planned, but I don't want to schedule like on these 2 weekends. My kids have baseball tournaments, so I might have a lot of time or I might have no time. But I also know like we probably aren't, we might be able to go to a pumpkin patch, we might not. Like if we get out early enough on the 16th, we might run to a pumpkin patch. I don't know. I don't know my husband's work schedule. Unfortunately, he works at a restaurant and he just doesn't get a schedule like that. I mean, he will, but it's not posted yet. And tomorrow is the 1st. So anyways, I went through and tried to make a tentative one. So I'm probably going to slip that in the back of it, but I'm also, once I get a little bit more definition, I'm going to fill out my calendar that I did make over here. That way, I feel like that's not straight. Anyways, so that way I can kind of keep track of it. I will probably put the main ones in that I know are going to happen. But still, I will probably just like kind of keep track of that right there. Lastly, I think actually I might have to put that in with this one. I think I recorded this by itself. But I kind of made this divider to make it a little bit more fall-y, because I'm kind of transitioning from fall, I want to do some fall things and some Halloween things, so I figured that would be a good divider. And then these are all ones that you can see in my other video. So what I want to do today is is this it? Yep, I seen a card that I loved by Ellie Edwards. I actually have the card, but I don't have a play. It's a 4x6. So here's the card. It's from her Stories by the Month 2018 kit. But I don't have a place for a 4x6. I could cut it down to about this size and figure out something. I kind of want it going down the whole page, and for this to be a page all in itself and maybe a picture or something along those lines. So I'm going to recreate this with stamps of my own, because really this is just like an outline stamp with orange stamped, and then I believe it's going to be like maybe like a champagne color. I'm hoping that color will work. So I'm going to kind of recreate this my own self, except for, ooh, I don't have letters or numbers. All I have is this. I'll have to figure out the letters or the numbers. We'll figure that out. And then I will probably just like scan this into my computer, type, and then print out type, because I'm not going to write on this. But so anyways, we're going to make this. I don't want to buy the whole kit. Okay. Other thing I could do is get the digital, which would probably be much easier, but get the digital Ellie Edwards 2018 kit and make this into, you can completely do that if you have that. I was hoping, because she just gave us the October, I thought this was in the 2021 kit. It's not, 2018. But I don't want to pay $14 for one cart. So we're going to make it ourselves. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start speeding you up and you guys can kind of watch me.
All right, actually we are going to go back in time and wrap up a few foundation pages that I actually did before I recorded that little bit of piece. You're going to notice though that I am more sick than what I was in that video. So sorry so much for my nasally voice. Hopefully I don't cough as much, but thank goodness we are all safe here. It's just a bunch of head colds. We've all been tested. It's all good to go. My little one just gave me his little head cold that he got. So, all right. So after my title page, I definitely wanted to put a calendar page in here just to kind of keep track of what we were going to do every day. Maybe put a little bit of pictures in here when I get done. Maybe some pictures that didn't make it into the actual album. All that kind of good stuff. So I just went online and found a free image of, a decent calendar. Nobody actually put out some calendars this year that I found, at least in their kits. So this is why I had to go to this. So yeah, I wanted it to be a little bit bigger than the 5-inch spot for that paper. And then I also did not want to cut into the calendar for my hole punches. So this is why I'm cutting this little piece of orange paper that I had left over, so that I have a spot for the hole punches. But as you're going to see, I even still cut in a little bit, but not too much into the calendar. So that is what I'm doing here. So much adhesive on my cutting mat. I'm telling you guys, like, I got to figure out how to clean that thing. So yes, that is what I'm doing right here. But I thought that you guys would want to see this. And then I just also put a little piece of paper over that flap, because I had already stamped Happy Halloween into spot 31. I also was going to need a little ephemera piece that went on there, and you're going to see that I found the perfect one. I'm just using score tape to put that down, and as you can see also, once you put down score tape, and this was just copy paper that I put on there, anywhere I'm trying to like minus bulk, and I didn't need the best paper in the world to print a calendar on, so I just use copy paper. Except for the problem is when you try and bring that stuff back up, it rips, especially with score tape. So I got it finally. It's not going to be a big deal. The problem is on the other side of that, all that adhesive from my cutting mat got onto that beautiful title page, and I was so bad. But all right, so let's line up our holes, get that punched out, and move forward. Put that into our book, and oh yeah, we got to do the flap. So I actually take a spider web stamp from Michael's that I got, and just make my own little pattern paper with that. All right, here I go, just stamping that spider web. I just when you're trying to make a pattern paper like this, the key is to turn that stamp all different ways so that it doesn't look like the same stamp every single time. Turning it on all different ways kind of makes it look different. And then I also just tried to like connect the little spider lines. You couldn't do it every time, but I think it turned out pretty good. And then I just used a little spider. So moving on to the next page. This one you actually did see in the beginning of that video. It was already done. So like I said, I think in a previous video, I'm just trying to find ways to kind of go between Halloween and fall things. And so sometimes every single page doesn't need to be like super Halloween. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a divider that mimicked, like leaves falling kind of thing, I think. So I pulled out these leaves from L Studios, but they're going to be way too big for this little divider. So I'm going to scrap this idea here pretty soon and pull out my stamps again. So I got more stamps from, I think this one was from Joann's, I believe. And just stamped out, even those ones were too big. So these ones right here, these Hero Greetings, I believe this is from Joann's. I could be wrong on that, though. It could be Michael's. It's either Michael's or Joann's. One of the two. Anyways, and I am going to fussy cut these out. I ended up just stamping them and then calling it a night, and then going upstairs and watching some TV with my husband and fussy cutting everything out, because that took some time. So I literally just did it on copy paper. Nothing, again, super crazy. I am using Close to My Heart inks. Those are the ones that I have. Well, I have all of the Color Theory or the Studio Calico inks, and then I have a good chunk of the Close to My Heart inks. I'm trying to grow that collection because I do love those inks. So here I am just stamping out green, orange, reds, yellows, I think, or maybe some like oranges, more. All right, so now what I've done is I put that back through the printer with a piece of vellum on top of that, just so that I could line that up and I would kind of know where it would go. I moved it up a little bit, that's why it looked a little shadowy. I am shoving that into a laminator pocket and just going to place these fussy cut leaves now down and just kind of make it look like they're just falling down the page pretty much as I possibly can. Cutting off those ones that are going to go off the page. I definitely wanted it to interact with the side, and then do a little bit of layering. This came out okay. I was hoping it would come out a little bit better and that the laminator would seal around, I guess, those a little bit better. I don't know. I did end up putting it through like twice, I think, through the laminator. I might have been able to put it through a couple more times. I've heard people putting it through like 2 and 3, 4 times. But yeah, so there we go. There's our finished product. And now I'm just going to trim it all out to put it down. And then literally that 6-hole punch will punch right through it. It's pretty easy. It's not that thick. And slip it right into my album, and it's as easy as that for a little divider. So I think that will be perfect to, it's just an extra little piece to throw in there. So here we go. You're going to see that get thrown in there. All right, moving on to that story that I started the whole video with finally. So here we go. Yep, I was going to struggle with those numbers going down. And then I thought about, after editing this anyways, that even if I would have had the digital kit, I would have not had numbers 6 through 9, I guess you should say. And I don't know what font she used for this. I mean, I might have been able to look it up. I doubt it, but it probably would have taken a lot more time for me to find that font. And it would have been a whole debacle. So I could have gotten the 10 because I could have used the 1 and the 0 that are already there, but 6 through 9 would have been a little rough. So it is, I am happy that I decided to go this way and that I didn't buy the digital and then realize like, oh crap, I don't have 6 through 9. So yeah, so this is just a Carrie Bradford stamp, Brooklyn, I think it's called. And then I use Sunset ink by Close to My Heart ink, blah, blah, blah. I can't get my words out straight, guys. Anyways, and then, so what I figured I would do is I would just use a pen to outline the rest of this. So, I don't even know. Oh, I was checking to make sure. For some reason, my hole punch has been changing the orientation of my holes. And then I'll go to punch something and it's not right. So, all right. So as you can see, I set those stamps all the way up to make sure that I was like spacing everything right. That's how I kind of just did it there. And then I'm going to stamp all the way down and then just use my Ink Joy pen to do a little outline. Now, I kind of did it a little bit messy because those are not perfect up there. I kind of tried to offset it a little bit because, again, I offset the top. So I tried to do my best, pretty much. Some letters are better than others, or some numbers are better than others. But, I think it kind of came out pretty good. And as you're going to hear at the end of this, if you just don't look too closely, I think it came out great. So, all right, guys, this is, I believe, where I am going to kind of wrap up this video. And I will send you back into a real time pretty much.
Okay, that part's not perfect, but you know what? It's as good as I can get without having stamps that have an outline. So from far away, doesn't look too bad. Don't get up close. So, all right, so there you go. There is going to be my 10 October stories, and it's literally just going to sit and then maybe just like a fall picture on the side. Again, a simple one. I'm going to put this at the end of the month so that I can gather up 10 October stories. And maybe like throughout the, month, the ones that don't get told in every day will get told on here. So, and I'll just keep a running total. I keep a journal in my Scribbles that Matter. There we go. My Scribbles that Matter journal here. And I will just, maybe I'll just like star those ones that I want to tell on this page. But I already know that it's coming, so I have it and it's ready to go. And it's going to just get snapped. I mean, it's not horrible. Look at, you can't tell me that I didn't do too horrible recreating that one. So I kind of love it. And that way I can still have this for that month, or whatever, that week, since those October, I have those all put away with pictures already ready for them to get put into a Project Life whenever I get to that. So again, that's like forever, but okay. So yeah, we have another one, and I can like either put a 3x8 over here, or I'll just put a regular, big picture over here. Whatever it is, I will put that there, and that's ready to go. So I'll have to find something that goes on the back of this, but it can be a cut file. October stories. Oh, well, Cannon's birthday is the day before that, so probably not going to be hard to have. And that's probably why Cannon's birthday is going to be, as the day of his birthday. We might have a tournament that day. So it might be a couple of stories. So that way, that next day, I'll just have a real quick one and get it done. So I'm kind of trying to go between easy stories and easy things to do right away, and more complex ones like the movies, setup that I have already going, which is a hard one. So all right, so there's that one. Let's move on to the next one. I have two more that I kind of want to do. I think this one will be for actual Halloween. I've seen this in somebody else. I'm going to take two 3x8, the two 3x4 ups is what I'm going to take, and make them into tags. And then I'm going to put a picture of each one of us in, like, JJ in his costume, Cannon in his costume, Jax in his costume, and then just a picture of me and my husband on Halloween night. We always kind of take a selfie when we're out there, rain, sleet, or snow, and do it that way. Actually, that just made me think of, we always love to document the weather also that is on Halloween, because we literally get anywhere from 70 degree to snowing to wind to rain. We literally can have anything on Halloween, and we've had literally all of it. So that's actually another story that I could tell, is weather. So I'm going to think about this one, working on this one. And then also, this is another easy one. I'm going to do just a transparency, and then put different things going down the transparency. I just got to figure out what things. I think I need to cut some more ephemera too. I haven't cut the ephemera that I've bought yet. So I'm going to put this down maybe, or actually, you know what? This could be, in retrospective, what I'm looking at here, this could be my orange, the things that I like that are orange, because literally I've picked out all orange things. So that could be that, and put a picture over here, or, you know, like whatever I find at that point, and do it that way.